so excited about this month's episode of Soul Food Sundays because I have decided with my jam-packed schedule that I am going to combine the portal reading with this month's episode of Soul Food Sundays. And as you all are aware, or some of you may not be, we have an 11/11 portal coming up on November 11th. And I talked about it a little bit on the, I think I did a 10/10 portal reading for last month. So check that out if you haven't already. But I think I spoke about the 11/11 portal a little bit, but we're going to dive deep into it with this episode of Soul Food Sundays. So we're going to get into prayer, and then we are going to see what message the ancestors and spirit guides have for us as it relates to the upcoming 11/11 portal. So Father God, Mother Earth, ancestors and spirit guides, we thank you for your love. We thank you for your light. We thank you for your presence and your provision. We ask that you please bring forth the best message for our highest good at this time as we seek to make sure that we are using our time, our resources, our energy to better manifest and utilize the 11/11 portal energy. Spirit, what message do you have for your people relative to the upcoming 11/11 portal? We thank you in advance for the message that is about to come forth. I thank you for the opportunity to allow you to speak to me and through me, and so it is. So we're going to be using the Gateway Oracle cards as well as the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. And I'm tripping because sometimes I like to read from the book. A lot of times I like to read from the book, but I don't have the book with me in this box. So we're going to forego that for the Oracle, the Gateway Oracle. And then we're going to clarify with the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. So let's see, Spirit, what message do you have for the collective as it relates to the upcoming 11/11 portal? What message do you have for the collective? Emerging into grace, I open my soul to grace. Listening with your heart, I trust the messages I receive from my heart. We are definitely needing to, in this time of slowing down. You know, it's fall, the temperatures are dropping, the leaves are falling, and for some of us, we tend to stay in a little bit more. We get less sunlight, and we're going inward. We're in our high priestess energy. We're in hibernation mode, and in doing so, we're doing our shadow work. We're reflecting. We're journaling, and we are just thinking about some of the things that we have experienced, especially given that it's the year is coming to an end. So we're reflecting on the lessons learned throughout the year and things of that nature, and we're having to really center and ground ourselves so that we can better discern, and not only like from a logical standpoint, but from our heart space, discern what areas of our lives are needing grace, where we've been given grace. Like, it's important that we are centered and still and quiet enough to be able to identify those areas in our lives where we've needed or gotten more grace, or we are needing to give and extend more grace. So emerging into a energy of grace. Let's see what the dictionary definition for grace is, so that we have a better understanding of exactly what it is that we're aiming for. I don't like this definition. It's too simple. Okay, it says unmerited divine assistance given to humans for their regeneration or sanctification, a virtue coming from God, a state of sanctification enjoyed through divine assistance, approval or favor, a special favor or privilege, a disposition to or an act or instance of kindness, courtesy, or clemency. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know I've definitely been in some situations where I've needed someone to extend their grace to me. When I got over my pride and was able to accept that I'm not always right, and that sometimes I can say some shit or do some shit out of turn. You know what I'm saying? I have identified instances where I really valued having someone extend grace to me when I was late to a meeting or an event of some sort. Or I mean, there's just various situations where we're needing to extend grace, clemency, favor, kindness that is unmerited to one another. And so if you have not been exploring how you can extend more grace to others, or more importantly yourself, this is the time to do so and listen to your heart and trust the messages that are coming to your heart as it relates to those situations. I think I like the first definition the most, the unmerited divine assistance given to humans for their regeneration or sanctification. That says that we need grace in order to be regenerated or sanctified, for sanctification, to anchor our sacredness in this realm. We're needing grace, and we need to extend grace to others. We need to not take for granted the unmerited divine assistance given to us from the Most High and from other entities and energies that we share the universe with. Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, as we navigate throughout this society, I consider myself, and you all as well, as universal citizens. We share the universe with one another, meaning that we share Earth with other earthlings. We share Earth with animals. We share Earth with the insects. We share Earth with the flowers and all living things. And we share the universe with other universal beings. We share the universe with the stars. We share the universe with the sun and the moon and the galaxies and the planets. And if there's life on those planets, we're sharing the universe with them as well. We share the universe with beings in other realms, those that we can hear and see in our dreams or even in our meditative states, depending upon our spiritual gifts and capabilities or capacity. And so they are extending us grace as we move throughout, ignorant of their existence and how they're showing up and how we're sharing space with them, and we are extending them grace as well. So we're needing to be mindful of those types of dynamics. At the top of the deck, we have, let's see, awakening ancient wisdom. Deep inner knowing is emerging within me. And I really just spoke to that, because that whole understanding of being a universal citizen is very much an aspect of ancient wisdom. That is something that has been a spiritual concept, a premise. You know, for me, spirituality is understanding that, and how we encounter and interact with the knowing that of allness, of the fact that we are not separate, that we are one, and we are one with all that God has created. We are one with all that God is, and that is ancient wisdom. So for a lot of you, as you are emerging into grace, for a lot of us, as we are emerging into grace, we are awakening ancient wisdom within us. Our spiritual gifts are heightening. We're coming to be able to identify them. In this emerging into grace card, this woman, she's asleep, she's at rest, and it looks like she's on the shore of like a river or a lake or a pond, and everything is cool, calm, and serene, and she's resting. Because like I said, we're naturally in a season of hibernation, you know, a time to rest and reflect and to refill our cups, to focus on our heart chakra, and to practice not only self-care but radical self-care, so that we are in a better space to listen to our heart and trust the messages that we receive from our heart. And at the bottom of the deck, all of this is occurring so that we can better follow our bliss. My soul sings with joy. Here you have a young lady who's she's not even on the path. She's walking off the path that is set here, moving out of the darkness and into the light, and there's a unicorn there. She's using her creative gifts by playing this flute, which is also a very ancient practice, spiritual practice of working with the flute. But she's moving into the sunlight and out of the moonlight as things have been illuminated for her. She's done the shadow work. She's using her creative gifts and those spiritual talents that came through grace, and she's moving out into the sun, out into the forefront as a unicorn, following her bliss, not hiding her talent, not hiding her gifts. So we're very much wanting to work with manifesting our creative energy in this with this 1111 portal that we are approaching. So if you're wanting to work with some orange or yellow candles, that would be very beneficial. Working on your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. Grab you a canvas and some paint and just freestyle that thing. Like, whatever it is that comes to mind, give it a landing space, give it an outlet as you are using this 1111 portal to manifest, because 11 is a number of mastery, and we are mastering how to use our spiritual gifts, how to move through our life experiences with grace and with forgiveness and lightheartedness. I'm going to clarify this reading with the Moonology Manifestation Oracle card so that we can get some more direction. So Spirit, please clarify this reading for the 1111 portal. How would you have us to manifest, or what is it that we are manifesting with this 1111 portal, Spirit? Right out the gate, full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. If you're familiar with Cancer energy, you know that it is a very maternal energy, one of nurturing your emotions. So here we have this moon shining bright at full energy, you know what I'm saying? And it's urging us to let our fears dissolve. Do that shadow work so that you can overcome your fears. And for a lot of us, the thing that we're needing to do to overcome our fears or let our fears dissolve is to face our fears. If you have a fear of being alone, spend more time alone. If you have a fear of swimming, sign up for swimming lessons. If you have a fear of being independent and you're codependent, create more instances for yourself where you can be more independent. Whatever that fear is for you, you're needing to face it head on and let your fears dissolve, because that's really the only way you're going to overcome it. You need to take the time out to understand where that fear came from, so that you can then better understand that that fear is just an illusion, and you can move toward facing and overcoming that fear, which would no longer be a fear that holds you back from following your bliss. Lighten up with this last quarter moon in Leo. Have fun, honey. I love the colors in this card. You have beautiful pinks that remind me of rose quartz, so you probably want to work with some rose quartz. This woman is outside. Looks like she is what they call it, skinny dipping, and she's holding, I don't know if that's a rose or something, up toward the moonlight, this last quarter moon. And we're being urged to just lighten up, emerge into grace, move gracefully. Whatever that heavy stuff you've been carrying with you, let it go. Put it down. And go for it. New moon in Aries, go for it. Aries is an energy of the ram. Charge forward. Move forward. Be a leader. Take that leadership position. Don't allow your fears to keep you from stepping up and stepping out and answering the call. Whatever it is that you have in mind to do, whatever your goals are, whatever these creative endeavors that this 1111 portal is manifesting for you, go for it and be bold in your pursuits of reaching your goals. But first, take the time out to assess the situation. First quarter moon in Virgo. So we got Leo energy, Cancer energy, Aries energy, and so far also Virgo energy. Assess the situation. Take time out to think about the ins and outs of what it is that you're manifesting. Strategize. Make sure that you have thought over whether or not you even have the capacity or the bandwidth or the resources. And if you don't have the resources, who do you know who may have the resources that can help you move forward toward bringing forth your goals and bringing them into fruition? And if you don't do nothing else, new moon in Pisces. Attune to the divine. Make sure that you are tapped in with the Most High so that you can get that ancient wisdom that is awakening within you and get that direction. Your ancestors and spirit guides are trying to give you the blueprint. They're trying to give you direction. But if you're not vibrating at a high enough frequency, you're not able to receive those messages, and you're not attuned to the divine. So make sure that you are working with your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, and your throat chakra as well. Basically, you want to place your focus on making sure that your chakras are balanced as you're manifesting with this 1111 portal. Let's see what's at the top of the deck. First quarter moon in Leo. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen. This is like the second or third message within the past few weeks that we've had about being humble. And then once you start with being humble, at the bottom of the deck, we have reflect on your priorities. See, that message of be humble tells you that you need to get out of your ego. You need to give other people the same grace that you want when you fuck up, or when you are operating as your lower self. And then place your focus on your priorities with this last quarter moon in Aquarius energy. And we are in this age of Aquarius, needing to reflect on our priorities. What is it that you need to be putting your energy toward now that you're no longer allowing your fears to hold you back, or your ego to keep you amidst drama and mess and walking around heavy-hearted and mean-mugging people? Where I'm from, we say mean mugging. I don't know what y'all call it, but that's when you got an attitude and you looking at people like you want to fight. So you definitely want to reflect on your priorities. That message goes hand in hand with that message of assessing the situation. What's a priority for you? If you have love in your life, but you're also trying to manifest your goals, your dreams, where does your partner fit into that? Which of those things is more of a priority to you? Have you verbalized that? Once you verbalize that, have you stood on where your priorities lie? We're just needing to organize our thoughts and our actions. So I'm going to read the message of reflect on your priorities. Nope. You know what? Spirit said read the message of be humble. So I'm going to read the message for the first quarter moon in Leo. Be humble. And then we're going to wrap this thing up. Tension is in the air. You know that you can achieve your goals, which is half the battle. But this card suggests you need to be less show and more substance as you move slowly towards your goals. Don't try to impress anyone with money. Avoid allowing your ego to overwhelm you. Don't opt for something merely because you think it'll impress others. Practice grounding in a financial situation. Slow your spending. In love, if you're being stubborn or possessive, now is the time to stop. This card holds a lot of power. You just need to challenge the heated energies in a wise way. Again, awakening ancient wisdom. We're having to turn to some older methods and rituals and resources, and go back to the ways of yesteryear, as they would say, and approach things from that standpoint, opposed to allowing our egos to send us out, basically. So having a manifesting mindset includes identifying and clearing any blocks. Step up to receive all the goodies that life has to offer you. You have to want it. Tune into your manifesting powers by working with your sacral chakra, which is located a little below your navel and is bright orange in color. This is the center of your sexual energy, and it helps you to connect with the people around you and to express your creativity. Call in the energies with these words. Energies of the first quarter moon in Leo, thank you for reminding me to shine while staying humble. You can use this magic by working with these energies when the moon is in Leo on a Sunday, or during the sun's hour. When is the sun's hour? I guess whenever the sun comes up. I have to look into that and share that with you. But yeah, we're needing to relinquish our stubbornness, relinquish our ego and our attitude and the mask that we wear to protect ourselves, and be vulnerable and humble. That does not mean that you have to be meek and mild and not own your gifts and your talents, but it's a matter of how you go about doing it, how you go about presenting. You can stand firm in your gifts and your talents, but not use them as a weapon and weaponize them towards people to make them feel bad or less than, or because they don't have the talents, gifts, resources that you do. So we want to be mindful of how we talking to one another. You know, you want to take time to be to yourself, but when you're not to yourself and then you're in communication or in communion with other people, be mindful of how you treat people. Are you showing up as someone who could stand a slice of humble pie? You know, do you talk to people like they stupid? Are you condescending? That's important when we are connecting not only with other people, but with, as I said, other energies and entities in the universe, in this world, in this multi-dimensional world of ours. So y'all, I hope this message found you well. I think one of the key points that we're definitely taking away from this is to work with our all of our chakras, especially your sacral chakra, as you are harnessing your creative energy, but not only doing it to boast and brag about, look at me, look what I can do, look, my no hands, but to do it and serve and attune to the divine with your gifts and your talents and your creative offerings to the universe, to the world. Share your gifts with us, and we will continue to share our gifts with you. So with that being said, y'all, I hope that this message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, feel free to schedule that on my website at turquoisemajesty.com, where I also have crystals, my energy clearing spray, and some other spiritual hygiene products available. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share should the spirit lead you. Until next time, peace.